the Falcons and Packers game. Final score in that one, 25-24 to the Atlanta Falcons. But the big storyline coming out of this one, and the question we look to answer is, can the Falcons run game make them a threat this year? I mean, they're already off to a 2-0 start with their win against Green Bay, and we knew this running game was going to be impressive before we walked into the year, but they have done nothing but proved us right in the first two games of the season. So, I mean, dude, this freaking backfield racked up 45 carries last week, 45 carries this past week, yesterday, which is absolutely nuts, man. I mean, we knew they were going to get that going with Bijan drafted high. You still got Algier getting the carries there. So, is this Falcons run game, if they just go run game and nothing else, do you think that seriously makes them a threat in the NFC this year?
Look, we covered this when we did the power rankings in the summer. We don't believe in Desmond Ritter, and I still don't believe in Desmond Ritter. I didn't see anything through these first 2 weeks that made me believe in Desmond Ritter. I do think yesterday was a much better showing for Desmond Ritter than what we've seen in previous, or at least in last week and all of last season. It was probably his best game of his career to this point, but it's going to be the running game that's going to be a catalyst here for Atlanta. And look, I came on this show and I said that Bijan running back, as soon as he takes a snap, what did I just say? Bijan Robinson, as soon as he takes a snap, is going to be the best running back in the NFL. And I'm not going to say that I've been proven right, but I definitely don't feel worse about that take because every time he gets the ball, he looks the part. And like I can't remember if I told you guys or not, but like the thing that I think of when I see him run is like for all the Madden players out there, he looks like he has his X factor lit up every time
Okay.
he gets the ball. Like his
Okay.
jukes are faster. He breaks tackles easier. He just looks like a guy who's just better than everybody on the field. It's insane. I wish he was in a Derrick Henry 2021 or 2020 type situation where he was getting 30 carries a game because I don't even know this. We could be talking about one of the best rushing seasons ever. He just looks
Yeah.
phenomenal, man. I think he only had 14 carries yesterday, still finished with over 100 yards. Did not break into the end zone yesterday, though, but caught a few passes. Or he might have actually broken into the end zone yesterday. I'm not entirely sure. But
I'll
to
take a
answer
look.
the question, man, I honestly think yes. I picked the Falcons to win this division, and if they can continue to run the ball like this, not a lot of teams have a good enough run defense to stop this. Now, are they going to run into some teams that can stop the run, force Desmond Ritter to pass, and cause a lot of problems for them? Yes, that's absolutely going to happen, and they're going to lose those games. I'm going to be brutally honest with you, but when they don't run into those teams, they're going to be really good and they can win these types of games. Green Bay's run defense isn't the worst in the NFL. They play a more conservative style defense, especially towards the run, but it's definitely not terrible personnel wise. And the Falcons ran all over them, were able to win this game as a result. So ultimately, yes, I do think that this would make them a threat. I don't think they're going to win 10 plus games, but I think they're still right in the mix for this division.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we haven't seen a team that really relies on the run like Atlanta does in this fashion in a while. I mean, this is old school football down to the nose for sure. But really, it's rooted in this offensive line, man. I mean, just last week, 4 out of 5 offensive linemen graded above a 70 in the run block game on PFF. So, gotta love that. And I mean, that's been kind of the story of the offseason is that this Atlanta offensive line is going to carry them in the run game throughout the season. And you talk about Desmond Ritter possibly getting rid of him, turn into Taylor Heineke behind him. Taylor Heineke, former Washington football team slash Commanders legend, because that's what it says on this hat right up here. But Desmond Ritter, what he can give you that Heineke can't is the run game. Ritter had 10 carries yesterday. He got into the end zone yesterday on a really nice run. So Heineke's never going to give you that. So if you really want an all-run team, Desmond Ritter's probably your guy. And also Desmond Ritter can do things that Heineke just can't physically. But we're sticking with the run game. And if they continue to work away with Desmond Ritter and Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, and this offensive line in front of them, it's going to be a good year.
Don't forget, Cordell Patterson also, I believe, is coming back within the next 1 to 2 weeks. He adds another element into that rushing game and just adds another element into that offense. The Falcons' run game is what they're going to hang their hat on, but this offense overall, goes by the run game. But if they can, build off the pass a little bit, that obviously would make this running game much more effective. They're going to see a lot less stacked boxes for an explosive runner like Bijan Robinson. I mean, I can't even imagine what Bijan Robinson would be in an offense in which he's not seeing 7-man boxes every snap, because that's what they're going to see in Atlanta. But that combined with a defense that has looked pretty solid through 2 weeks as well. I mean, Jordan Love in this one played well. He had 3 touchdowns on 14 completions again. Um, the defense was good too. So yeah, I think the Falcons could definitely be a threat, especially in this division, but even in this NFC.